Microsoft's AI CEO, Mustafa Suleyman, is predicting most white-collar tasks could be automated within 12 to 18 months. He says that the shift is already visible in software engineering, as AI has already transformed the work by driving the next generation of robotics across industry and across defense. Humanoid robots emerging as the future of warfare, the U.S. accelerating AI integration into combat operations. San Francisco-based Foundation Future Industries is developing humanoid robots built specifically for military use. The company is also scaling commercial deployment across the country in manufacturing, including in the auto sector. Joining me now is Foundation Future Industries CEO, Sanket Pathak. Sanket, great to have you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. First, let me get your reaction to what you heard from the Microsoft AI CEO, that all those jobs are turning to automation. You also have the CEO of Anthropic, Dario, who also made a similar comment. He said, and he's probably like the most safety-focused CEO in the AI industry. He says AI will eliminate 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs within 1 to 5 years. Your reaction?
First, great to be with you, Maria. And I actually agree with him. It seems like increasingly more and more, any kind of work that humans do today that is repetitive, anything that does not require high amounts of intellectual skill set, or even things that require high amounts of intellectual skill set but can be learned with a lot of data, all of those jobs are potentially going away, and all of them would be automated with humanoids or other forms of robots.
Well, this is a big statement. What are we supposed to do about that? How can people arm themselves with the right information to actually survive and potentially thrive in this new era?
I mean, this is, Maria, I think this is as close to the singularity as we can be. Like, I personally struggle with this question a whole lot as well. I don't think there's a way to stop all of the AI development unless everybody decides to stop at the same time.
You know, it never happened. As you hearing, you know, over 50% of like white collar jobs or entry level jobs, repetitive tasks and stuff like that, AI is definitely going to be able to do those tasks and do it very quickly and efficiently. And now, you know, a lot of companies are starting to roll out their humanoid robots. And here we are, you know, so you got to get your skills up, or you know, you either gonna be flexible and adapt, or you're gonna be left behind in this whole thing, and there's just no in between to come to it. And you may think you're safe doing certain type of jobs like accounting or, you know, repetitive jobs like that, but you won't be safe. Trust me. You know, you can put all the financials into AI and answer anything as far as, you know, once it scans and learns the data and analyzes the data, and it's going to give you the answer to it. You can either get projections on future things, and these are things that I've already done for myself. So I know that, you know, the workforce is in trouble for sure. If you don't figure out a way to work with the AI or work alongside it, or be able to, you know, help maintain it in some capacity, you're definitely gonna be left behind.
China would not decide to stop. US, for that reason, would not decide to stop. So this is an inevitable shift in how our economy is going to work and how humanity is going to work. And it's quite a hard question. Like, I do not know what the purpose or the day-to-day of human street looks like. I am, however, optimistic. I think what's going to happen is, historically, we haven't really gotten rid of slavery. We've just changed that to a financial incentive. So now people are forced to work jobs that they don't like doing and do that for very minimal wage and cannot buy a house, barely can afford healthcare, barely can afford education. AI has the potential of changing all of that. It has the potential of being able to give everybody good housing, everybody good healthcare, everybody good education. And for the first time in the history of humanity, people can actually do things they enjoy doing. So that's the optimistic side of it. I do, however, worry what this means in the short term, because in the short term, it's going to be a very disruptive change. Elon's called this, I think, a supersonic tsunami, which is probably the right thing. This is going to be an extremely disruptive change. And I think the governments are going to struggle to keep up. But I do think there's a
Did y'all see I mean, he's the CEO of Foundation, and did y'all see, the robot going by? This is something that they're working on every day. They're working on this technology every day and getting closer and closer to rolling it out. And multiple companies are definitely going to be using this because they don't have to pay these robots anything, nothing. They just have to pay to maintain them, work on the software and things like that. But these robots are not going to command any type of wages.
path ahead where the future is quite exciting for humanity. And that's the one that we're striving for.
Okay, so let's talk about your business because Foundation striking a U.S. brokered agreement with Ukraine to deploy humanoid robots for surveillance, logistics, and other high-risk operations. These 5'9" Phantom units capable of carrying more than 40 pounds, designed to operate in dangerous environments. That's the kind of robot I like to see because you would rather put a machine into harm's way than an individual. Sanket, tell us more about this collaboration and what's possible when you look at AI related to the military.
I think, Maria, this is one of the areas I feel like humanoids will have one of the most profound effects. There are three big use cases that we're looking at, not only with Ukraine, but also with the Department of War within the US. The first use case is just logistics work, so being able to move things around, supply pickup. Now in Ukraine, what happens is when soldiers leave a building to go and do supply pickup, there are drones that shoot at them. So it's better to send it's better to send humanoids out versus human soldiers because they can essentially do these tasks just fine. And if they get shot, there's less so of a concern. The second kind of task that we've been asked to do is around pretty much inspection, repair, maintenance. So that is also not a weaponized task, but a task that is all the logistics work that happens behind the scenes. And the third one is that actually impacts soldiers in a big way is reconnaissance, being able to go into buildings and breach doors and actually surveil that building, make sure it's safe for soldiers to be in. And that's going to be increasingly the future of warfare, which is more and more robots. What people don't realize is we already have, compared to the Iraq War and now, we have significantly more amount of robots on the battlefield. Most of them are airborne. Some of them are landborne, but majority of them are airborne. And humanoids give you the ability to be able to become a little bit more precise about tactical things. For instance, if a target's in a building, instead of bombing the building, you can actually go through the building, navigate it, and get to the target, which today human soldiers do. And we are more and more hopeful that humanoids and robots are going to do that.
So, basically saying the humanoid robots are going to be able to do things like reconnaissance, supply pickups, uh, also like logistics, like it's able to lift up to 40 pounds, so move things around. So, they've already brokered a deal with Ukraine to, put these humanoid robots out into the field. And of course, we've already seen, well, I did a video like a week or so ago where you were seeing autonomous vehicles being used. So this is the way that things are going. And of course it's good because it's going to definitely take like actual humans out of harm's way. And like he was saying, these humanoid robots get shot down, then okay, no big deal, we'll get another one built and sent out to you. But it's like Star Wars, man. Like the Clone Army. It's like iRobot. And a lot of people think, man, that people just use their imagination when they're making up these scripts and these stories, but they actually are telling you like things like they get told stuff so they can make scripts and make movies to kind of condition your mind to accept how things are going to be. And that's something I just come to realize, like a lot of times, man, like even back to Terminator, a lot of times, we see certain things in these movies, and it's just really conditioning our mind because the only thing TV and movies and all that and music, it's just programming. It's just programming our minds to accept certain things or to be okay with certain things. And so once you see these movies and stuff like that, and now if you look at these humanoid robots, I mean, they look very similar to what you would see as far as like the clone army in Star Wars, or they look very similar to our robot, look very similar to the Terminator. Why is that? Because these type of things have always been into the works. It's just, will they get to the technology, or will they get to the advances in technology to make these things actually happen? And as you're seeing, they are, you know, even down to even down to like the AI assistant in Iron Man. You know, you now everyone has that, whether it's Siri, Gemini, um, Chat GPT. Now everyone has that, and it talks to you. You can choose the voice for it and everything. You know, if you would have told me as a 10, 11, 12-year-old kid that this was going to happen, I would have been like, man, that's just in the movies or the comic books. But now look at us. Look where we're at now. You can literally call Siri or call, if you have any of these Amazon home devices, you can literally say a command and it's done. Or ask the question and you get an answer. So, I mean, you know, all the futuristic stuff that we were seeing in these movies and things like that, they're actually our reality now. And everyone is starting to get, you know, involved in it. And you know, if you don't, then of course you just be left behind like everybody else. You know, but you got to be adaptable and be flexible to the change that's happening right in front of our eyes.
That is so exciting, Sanket. And I know, well, look, you're a government contractor, right? You're working with the Department of War on dual-use humanoid robots designed to support warfighters and strengthen the defense industrial base. What's possible here, Sanket? With the Trump administration involved in onboarding this process, how do you see that partnership accelerating? And can that kind of robotics give America an edge, even a bigger edge, when it comes to the military and military AI?
So first thing, Maria, I do want to commend the administration for being very forward-thinking in this regard. Uh, from Pete Hegseth to the president, everybody is very focused on reducing procurement and really holding defense contractors accountable, which is like common sense business that has not happened so far. What is that enabling companies like us to do is build products that are competitive, that can undercut on price and capability to the traditional primes and be able to offer that to the Department of War. And we're very excited about it. Like that's generally, I think, going to be one of the biggest game changers. Will enable a lot more modern technology to be integrated into Department of War. I think the general principle that I believe the president's whole foreign policy, kind of like majority of his foreign policy is based around, is a peace through strength. And I don't think people would want to mess with America if America has hundreds of thousands of humanoids and just robots ready to be deployed. And I think that is, sorry, Mary, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
Oh, that is probably the single biggest accelerant of peace in our time. Like, I think, so that's the piece we're most excited about. We think in a paradoxical way, more humanoids in the military means there's more peace around the world.
Yeah, I know. I love it. But isn't China trying to do the same thing? By the way, Sanket.
I mean, they're always gonna try to do the same thing. I mean, what type? You was trying to like cut him off from his statement just to say that. That just.
And do you have a robot behind you, walking behind you right now?
I do. The robot comes in and out.
Can we see that robot? Can we see that robot?
Yeah, please. We will bring the robot back into the frame.
It's just walking back and forth behind you. I saw it a minute ago. There he is. What is that robot doing right now? Oh, hello.
So this is Phantom, our robot. This is the autonomous machine that works in factories and warehouses. We've helped build over 20,000 cars last year, and also works with Department of War. What we're doing behind this right now is we're just testing its new AI policy, which enables the robot to autonomously walk and move itself, including its upper body. So that's what you're seeing behind us.
And you're saying that humanoid robot behind you helped build thousands of cars?
Last year, these robots helped build about 20,000 cars in U.S. factories.
Wow, incredible.
So
Sanket, this is very exciting. A little scary.
You know, the robot that's behind him, he was saying, man, it helped build over 20,000 cars, and they're testing out the robot so it can walk, you know, by itself and, you know, do tasks by itself. And like, you're starting to see it happening in Amazon. I'm pretty sure you're going to start seeing it all over the place, like all types of jobs. Jobs, like I said, that are repetitive. These things can lift up upwards of 40 pounds. And I mean, you're gonna notice a bit difference. Like, even down to like jobs that where you stock and stuff like that, I can see where, you know, maybe humans have to come in and set up like the product where it's supposed to go, and then they'll have the robots that's gonna come through, scan the product, and put it on the shelf to where it's supposed to go. Like, I can see that happening. Maybe not even 10 years from now, you know, maybe 5 years from now, I can actually see that happening, because these robots are able to build cars. They're able to sort packages, put packages in the right places, and get them delivered out. If if you've been down to Miami, you see a bunch of these delivery little robots out there delivering food and stuff like that. I mean, you see in certain places where they have Waymo, these cars do not have any drivers in them. These Waymo cars drive themselves. So, I mean, it's just, and we already seen a video or a story where they have 18 wheelers who drive themselves. So it's just like a lot of the work out here is just gonna be slim pickings. So you gotta learn how to work with this AI, or you gonna get left behind. It's as simple as that. And you don't want to be somewhere sitting on your hands and you got a mortgage or you got rent, you got bills to pay, and the reason why you can't pay your bills is because a AI robot that came and took your job, and you don't have any way to go get another type of job because they're not offering jobs because they got robots that are gonna do the job for you. So, gotta learn how to work with the AI. Don't get left behind. Just go along with the flow. Get you some skills in this type of thing, because you know a lot of those traditional jobs is not just they're just not going to be there for you. I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. This video ran a little longer, but I definitely wanted to bring this whole interview, you know, of the CEO here of Foundation, and that's big for an AI company to get a defense contract from the United States, and they're like he's saying that like price wise they're gonna start being able to undercut all of the traditional defense contracts that they currently do have, because they haven't been meeting expectations, and like he was saying, if we got 100,000 humanoid robots that are capable of going out there and doing what our soldiers are doing as far as wartime, it's just like that's gonna be another, you know, way as far as keeping peace amongst all like foreign nations and stuff like that. Because they're not gonna be wanting to be out there fighting against robots who can shoot 100 rounds at them per minute type thing, or 100 rounds at them per couple seconds. Like, not shooting missiles and lasers out of these robots. It's gonna get pretty crazy out here. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, if you like my channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is Justin Paul. Peace.